Hello there in YouTube land and welcome back to the channel. And today it is Wednesday and well, it is not Thursday, but we're gonna do a movie review because we went to the movies yesterday and not today. Cue the intro. Oh no, wait, we can't cue the intro until I tell you what movie we're gonna review. We're gonna review Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now cue the intro. Now, why am I doing a movie review on Wednesday instead of Thursday? You might ask, and I might say, well, great question, and I might answer. The reason is today, Wednesday, it is May the 10th. That might not mean a lot to you, but to us in Mexico, that means Mother's Day. So that means I have to spend the day with my wife, so I cannot be going out to the movies because, well, she wanted to stay home with the kids today and not get a babysitter and all that stuff and go with the movies to the movies too with me. I'm gonna make some good meal for us to enjoy, and I already bought her gift. But anyway, enough rambling for today. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Well, I really enjoyed the movie, but I cannot say that it's a great film. It suffers from the first one's success, right? So, and the same thing happened to me when I watched the second one, Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. Volume 1 was such a great film. It's one of the best movies ever, I think, and in my book, it's one of my favorite of all times, and I can watch it over and over again. But Volume 2, I really didn't feel that same emotion, and Volume 3, exactly the same thing. It's not a bad film, it's a good one, but it's just, well, obviously you're expecting a little bit more. Alright, so let's talk about the things that they could have done to improve on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So, the first thing is, well, James Gunn is going to James Gunnery or James Gunny on us, and the uniforms, number 3 of the worst things of this film, the guard uniforms on the Osgocorp planet or whatever station it was. I mean, they were just too ridiculous and a little bit too absurd. So the tone of the movie was not built for that. It was a little bit more emotional and serious. So I don't think, I mean, even Nathan Fillion did a great job. He always does. And playing that with a straight face. But still, it was a little bit too cartoonish. And it reminded me a lot of Odisea Burbujas. If anybody's from Mexico, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that was not very good. Number 2 of the things that they could have done to improve on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Well, it's the soundtrack, and I'm talking about the songs. Again, we go back. The first one was just so epic and so good and so great and so awesome. I feel like Trump now. I am running out of superlatives. Anyway, it was just, these songs are good, but they're not epic, and they're not, I mean, as well thought of, I think, as on the original one. The original one, the Awesome Mix cassettes, every single song on that playlist was awesome. And on this one, I mean, yeah, you want to have songs from different generations, so we move on to the 2000s. But I don't know, it did not do it for me. It's not bad, but it's just not as good as the original by a long shot. Number 3 on the things that they could have done to improve, well, it's the script. Number 3 is the script. I mean, number 1. I'm going backwards. Yeah, so the worst thing about this film is the script. And it's not a bad script. but it just feels like they it suffers from what happens on most number 3s, right? If you know about Spider-Man 3 from the Sam Raimi franchise, if you know about X-Men 3, if you know about I mean, a whole bunch of movies that the number 3, what they do is they try too much. They have a whole lot of plot lines, and the story arcs never really unfold, and you don't really care a lot about all of them. So yeah, so that script, it lacked a little bit. All right, so now let's forget about all these bad things, because I did enjoy it. I did have fun yesterday. It's a good film. It's one of those popcorn films, right? A blockbuster that you're gonna enjoy because it has special effects, it has some stunts, it has some jokes, so it has everything to enjoy. So let's talk about the good things about this film. And at number 5, you have to go with James Gunn, the director and creator of this whole franchise. I mean, that it's no accident that he's now going to be taking charge of the DC universe, and this was like his goodbye to the Marvel or the MCU. Yeah, so James Gunn, what he does is great. He has this particular sense of humor that I really enjoy, but he also is very good at directing emotional scenes. So the movie, even though it jumps from tone to tone, from sad to happy to absurd, I mean, he gets away with it because of his great talent. So yeah, James Gunn has to be one of the greatest things in cinema today. Number 4 on the list of great things about this film, well, another one of my favorites now is Chris Pratt, and it has been for a while now. Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, he plays this character, and he created this character that you can't help but fall in love. Chris Pratt, not only is he a very funny guy, he's a great actor, and I don't know, you follow him wherever wherever he's going, and you believe whatever he's doing. He's such a good actor. He has such great presence in camera. So yeah, Chris Pratt deserves to be in this list as number 4. Number 3. Number 3. It has to go to my favorite character in the franchise, Rocket Raccoon. And obviously this movie is more about him than any of the other characters, but he's like absent for the first half of the movie. I mean, the character is there, and you see some flashbacks and all that stuff, but I mean, I would love to see a lot more of him. But the little scenes that you get to see, I mean, he's a great character, and the way they develop him, and the CGI, and the way he is voiced by Madre Santa, what's his name? Oh my God, Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper, he does a great job, man. He's so good. He's one of those actors, he can play anything. But just by voicing Raccoon, I mean Rocket Raccoon, he creates this great character. I love Rocket Raccoon. When I first saw the first movie in the theaters, the first thing I did is I went out to the Disney store and bought myself a plush of Rocket Raccoon, because it's one of my favorites of all time. I even love him in the comics. Number 2 on the list of the great things about this film. Now, I know we already talked about the soundtrack now being great, but the original score by this new up-and-coming composer, which I forgot his name, damn it. So the name is going to be on the screen. But this up-and-coming composer, he did a great job on this film, because not only does he take what Brian Tyler already, the themes he already created, but he makes this score work. Without this score, this movie does not work. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, as we already discussed, the tone of the film jumps from sad to happy to absurd to all these things, and the score is what makes it work. I mean, there are some scenes that are so emotional. Some I even think that it's a little bit over the top. But I don't know, I really enjoyed them, and I really felt for the characters, even though some of the characters are just CGI creatures. And I mean, that's James Gunn and this new composer working together. I think that they pulled it off great. But the number one thing, the best thing about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I think it has to be in all 3 volumes, it is Drax the Destroyer. I mean, Dave Bautista and James Gunn created this great character. It has very to do with the comics, but the character they created of him being so well, he's such an idiot. That's why I love him. I mean, I'm an idiot, he's a strong, stupid idiot. I think that's what we all aspire to be, and he's so innocent, and I love him, man. He plays the character. Dave Bautista plays it with such finesse, and I mean, he delivers those lines. They're great, man. So yeah, Drax the Destroyer, he gets my vote for number one thing. Alright guys, well that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with all your friends. If you don't like the video, well, share it with all your enemies. And I'll see you guys on the next one.